How you doing, folks? Joe Value here for Cold Beer Sports with two selections for tomorrow. Tasty prices, two big prices, and I think there's plenty of value to be had. No selection today, just left it off. It wasn't mad about anything. And the day before, obviously, I tipped up Cool Country, but unfortunately he was a non-runner because of changing ground conditions. So, that was a bit unlucky, I'd say. We probably got the value, but didn't get the result. But sure, look, these things will happen. And okay, so for my two for tomorrow, as I say, I've tipped these up before, these two, and I think we're big enough price tomorrow, so we'll give them a whirl again. It's 245 at air, a filly by the name of Theresa Mondoza. She's around 9 or 10 to 1, and I think that's value because she hadn't been running great since she went to France, and then she was poor in France. Then she went to Nice only 7 or 8 days later, and she ran just okayish, and she bombed out then altogether at Corrie the last time. She's like a filly that just needed a bit of a freshening up, and Kenny Condon, very good trainer, he just laid off her obviously, and she's been off now for 6 weeks nearly, and I suspect that she's primed for this run. Billy Lee's going over just for the one ride, just to ride her, which I thought was eye-catching enough too. And if they can get her back to any sort of form like early on in the season, where she only finished a length and a half behind Romantic Proposal in a group race, I think, that might have been a listed race, but the Romantic Proposal has since gone on to win a Group 1 race, obviously. So the ability is there to run a massive race in a race like this. You're taking a chance, will she get back near her best? If she does, she's obviously a massive player. She's drawn over the near side rail, which is good as well. They're given plenty of rain, and usually when the ground eases in air, the near side rail is definitely the place to be, and there's pace up front as well. The favourites, Tweet, or I think that's Never. She's a fireball early on. She goes quick. There's another one drawn close to her, which goes very quick early doors as well. So Billy Lee is going to get a perfect slot early on, and if she's back to the type of form, even that Romantic Proposal run, great run. If she can get back to that, I think she makes 9 or 10 to 1 look very big. I'm going to put her a point each way. There is bookmakers going 4 places. Might be actually one bookmaker going 5 places. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely there are some going 4 places. And I think she's definitely worth a point each way. Been freshened up after a 40-day break. I think now could be the time to catch her. So that's 245 air, Theresa Mondoza, point each way in around 9 or 10 to 1. My final selection then is in a 345 at Downpatrick, horse by the name of Secret Cargo. He's a 14 to 1 shot. I'm going to chance a point each way, and I'll tell you why. When I was looking at this race originally, I said, this is definitely one for Gordon Elliott. They've mapped out this horse called the Abbey. David Russell having his comeback. Well, it would be his second ride since coming back. He rides the Greek in the first race, and he rides the Abbey in this race here, the 345. But I think the weather is going to scupper their plans. The Abbey needs really top of the ground, near enough goodish top of the ground, and it's going to do nothing but rain tomorrow from early on in Downpatrick. I tipped up the Abbey thinking that the ground was going to be good in Tipperary last time, and they were giving it good early days, and next time whether they overwatered or an unexpected shower or whatever, but the official description was good to yielding, but it was closer to like winter heavy. It was definitely like soft anyway, at the very least. And sometimes you can't blame clogs of the courses, the water to make sure safe conditions, but I think they definitely overdone it that day, and the horses were finishing strung out like Monday night's washing, or Monday's washing, as they say. Just one of those things, and he never went to yard. He's since got a bit of a blowout in the flash. He didn't run great either, but I thought the Abbey was a big player. But as I said, the weather's after messing him up, I think. I'm going to go for the Secret Cargo, who I tipped up before. Look, he's possibly the only one of the horses that won't mind this if the ground does get really soft. He won on really soft ground. I remember one day at Tremor over a trip just over 2 mile. He's been running decent races over fences over longer trips. He switches back down to 2 mile 2 tomorrow. I think he'll try and pop out and make all here tomorrow, and I think he'll take plenty of beating. I really do. When I tipped him up one day over 2 mile 5, I think Pat Coyne won the race. He just went off a million miles an hour, way too quick. He got taken on by a Jigginstown horse and then just folded, with a half mile to run. I think over 2 mile, what is it tomorrow? 2 mile 1, 2 mile 2, Mikey Hamill riding him. Will pop out again in front and try and make all. And if he jumps well, he is a good jumper mostly. He'll take plenty of beating, especially if the ground changes. Need the ground to change to go soft, and he has won on soft ground in Chamorro. So that's a point each way on him. So that's it. There's my 2 for tomorrow. I think they're big enough prices. Yeah, and if you're following, best of luck, and hopefully they'll run really well and get a few quid in the pocket for the weekend. So all the best. It's Joe Value for Cold Beer Sports on YouTube.